Every summer
Top 100.
Every summer
Top 100. He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one.
Good morning. It's very early. It's like 4:30 in the morning, and I'm on my way to Dice Tower Con. So the voice is still a little scratchy. I'm excited. Who knows what will happen? Lots of fun things coming up. I have some driving to do, though. I have to get to the airport. So while I'm driving, you get to watch my number 90 through 81. Enjoy.
90. Glass Road.
All right, let's kick off this set with another game I don't have in my collection. It's Glass Road from Uwe Rosenberg. In fact, we can even use Google. I don't know who took this. Whoever took this, thank you very much. Nice picture of the components there. What surprises me always about this game is how fast the pace is. Much unlike, say, Agricola, where you sort of know when it's going to end, Glass Road moves a lot faster. You need to sort of get your engine moving a little quicker in Glass Road. But what I really like about it is these commodity wheels. In fact, we can look at that picture again. This guy right there, nice commodity wheel. You've got basic goods that you're acquiring and managing and everything, but as soon as you get a complete set of these goods, the wheel sort of turns and now you've made a piece of glass or a piece of brick. It happens automatically too, you have no choice. So once you've got one of everything, everything just goes and you spent one of everything now to make a piece of glass. You need to manage that, and I appreciate that challenge. It's a neat system. I really enjoy it. It's Glass Road from Uwe Rosenberg, and it's my number 90.
89. Hero Realms.
Number 89 is Hero Realms, which is a distillation or a reworking of the Star Realms system. What I really like about this is that there's these character decks you can add to Hero Realms. It's a deck builder. You're attempting to earn more points than your opponent, actually knock your opponent out by knocking their hit points down to nothing. There are different scenarios. You can do a partnership game in this version, which I like. I really enjoy the partnership game of Hero Realms. But there's these character packs that give you a completely unique deck. If you're playing, say, the Thief, you're going to have a different set of cards to start with than you would if you were playing the Fighter. What I'm really looking forward to is the co-op scenario set that is not yet out, but this is sort of a provisional positioning for this game. I really enjoy it now. I'm hoping that I'm really, really going to enjoy it in the future. Hero Realms, number 89.
88. Panamax.
Number 88 is Panamax from Stronghold Games. This is one of their crunchy, heavier Euro-style games. You're guiding cargo through the Panama Canal. And trying to acquire control of various ships to let you do that, getting contracts, delivering things, moving the ships around to begin with. It's crunchy. There's a lot of moving parts in Panamax, but every once in a while I enjoy that sort of thing. It's well worth exploring if you haven't played this one yet. Panamax, my number 88.
87. Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson is number 87. Robinson Crusoe is it's a cooperative, story-based game where you're trying to survive a particular scenario on an island, on a deserted island. You have to hunt, you have to fish, you have to build shelter, you have to go on adventures. You can double up your action tokens in order to be sure to succeed at something, but if you do that with everything, you will not succeed at everything. You need to spread your forces out, do more things, take some risks. And if you only spend one token on something, then yeah, there's a chance you're not going to succeed at doing it and maybe get hurt, have an adventure. I like the way that an adventure card will come up and be somewhat ominous and then get shuffled into a deck and may show up later like, hey, you got a weird looking bite from an animal, and several turns later it may become infected and now you're injured and can't do as much. Neat game, difficult game. I have yet to win this game. I know. I still love it though. Robinson Crusoe.
Wow. 86. Pueblo.
Number 86 is Pueblo. Wonderful abstract game. I mean, there's a theme. there's a theme about building your temples, and you've got these lovely plastic pieces that some are your color and some are neutral color. And you have to hide your colors, but you have to play the pieces basically evenly. You have to play the ones. You're an artist that just can't help show off your personal style, so you have to play your colored pieces. But there's this dude running around the side of the board, and if he sees your color, you're going to get negative points. And the higher yours is, the more flashy it is, the more negative points you're going to get. And eventually you run out of space on the lower level and you have to start building up, but you still have to shield your pieces using the neutral pieces and hide behind other players' pieces. It's neat, and can get very tricky when you add in the advanced, like, sacred sites, which block off certain sections of the board, reducing the amount of space you have to build before you have to build up. Tricky indeed. But very cool with these chunky pieces you get to play with. Pueblo, number 86.
Gotta catch 'em all, 85.
Tragedy Looper.
Number 85 is Tragedy Looper, a game unlike anything else I've played. It's almost a combination role-playing game. It's not really a role-playing game. You got one player that's playing the evil guy, that is messing with time in some way, wants terrible things to happen, but the rest of the team is playing forces that are trying to prevent that from happening. But you don't know what the situation is. You've got characters moving around different squadrons, different quadrants of the board, and events will trigger. And at first, you don't know why. Like, this guy moves over here. Ah, yes, the person has died and you've lost. Oh, okay. And then you sort of go back and try and figure out why that happened, prevent it from happening, figure out the secret. And the tricky part with this is that you really need to play it with someone who knows how to play it first. You can't learn this from the rule book. You have to find someone who knows it, that can run through a scenario and then get into the deeper stuff, because beyond the basic scenario, the training scenario, there's a lot in here. And I haven't even purchased the expansion. I want to, but I haven't played through all that's in here yet. It's tremendously rewarding if you can manage to get into it. And the hump is difficult, but it's worth getting over. Tragedy Looper, number 85.
84. Century Spice Road.
My number 84 is probably the newest entry in the list. That's Century Spice Road. This is an Emerson Matsushi game that is basically a cube trader. You acquire cubes and then turn them into other cubes in order to fulfill orders. But the way it does it is very elegant. You are acquiring these cards into your hand that make you more efficient at doing what you're trying to do. And you can continue to get cards into your hand, but if you don't actually do something with them, then other players are going to acquire the contracts, complete the contracts before you get to it. It's a real delicate timing sort of game. When do I pivot and actually take actions? But then once I take actions, I then have to spend a turn to take those cards back into my hand. But if I have lots of cards in my hand, I don't need to do that as often, but I still need the actions I need to do what I need to do. You see, there's a lot to think about in Century Spice Road. I'm interested to see where this is going to go. They've got the "to be continued" on the side of the box. I want to see what Emerson does with this. But right now, it's number 84, Century Spice Road.
83. Power Grid the card game.
Power Grid the card game is up next. It is a distilled version of the big Power Grid. I like its playtime. It moves a little bit faster than its big brother. It also removes the geographical aspect of the game. So this is all purchasing of power plants, and then acquiring money from those power plants, and then using that money immediately to bid on more stuff. It's got an interesting market for the different commodities that run your power plants, and the cards sort of rotate down as you use them. It's a neat distillation of the system, and I think deserves some more playtime. Power Grid, the card game.
82.
Defenders of the Realm.
Next up, Defenders of the Realm. This is Richard Launius's cooperative game, fantasy co-op game, in which you are trying to protect the city from hordes that are sort of working their way towards it. It's got some similarities to Pandemic, sure, but also a lot more dice rolling, There's not a lot of dice rolling in Pandemic. There's a lot more flavor in this game. Different fantasy roles with special abilities, differing numbers of actions, quests to go on. Each of the different generals that you're trying to fight behaves a little bit differently. There's lots of expansions for this as well. I have the Dragon expansion, which I think is really all you need for this game. The base game already has a lot of variety. The Dragon expansion, the first expansion, has lots in it. I think you can stop there unless you're like super deluxe diehard for this game. Still, it's a really cool experience. One that I need to do with my son. He was signed up to play this at a convention and he got sick and couldn't actually come, so he still hasn't played this. And I keep telling him that I'm going to play it with him, and then I run away when he's not looking. Still, Defenders of the Realm, number 82.
81. Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Alright, let's finish off this set with Castles of Mad King Ludwig from Ted Alspach and Bezier Games. This one I like because my wife and I visited Neuschwanstein Castle, which is this is what it's based on, and then we went to Essen immediately afterward. That was kind of cool. In castles, you are building different rooms of a castle and getting bonuses for how they are positioned within that castle. There's sort of a bidding mechanism where one player sets the prices for the different rooms that are brought out in that particular round, and when you're all done, you know, no two games are going to be the same because you're going to position these castle rooms in totally different ways. So everyone has this crazy sprawling castle with dungeons and moats and, you know, a grotto with a swan. It's really neat game, and one I enjoy more than his Suburbia because of the way the theme works out, that you get to see this castle you built when you're all done. Number 81, The Castles of Mad King Ludwig. And there you go. I got more coming up. I'm excited about the trip. I don't know what I'll see. I'll probably get some shots of folks in the crowd, maybe play some games, maybe get a shot of Z Garcia eating a sandwich. I don't know. We'll find out. Stay tuned. I'll see you next time.
He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one. Every summer, top one.